Ben, you've written recently that punctuality is important to Andreessen Horowitz as a firm. Could you explain?
One of the things that we didn't like about venture capital as customers was the lack, what we felt was the lack of understanding and respect for the entrepreneurial process. And by that, I mean, when you're an entrepreneur, you're working round the clock, you're under incredible emotional strain, you have a lot of people depending on you, and then you go visit venture capital firms who say, oh, we love entrepreneurs, we're pro-founder, all these things. And the very first thing that you get is you go to meet with them and you sit in the lobby for 45 minutes waiting for them. Because they're very important people. Because they're very important people. And they do let you know that in many ways. We just had this funny story about, like a tremendous executive and potential entrepreneur who was going through the valley, and he met with a firm across the street. And when he walked into the meeting, the venture capitalist said, why are we meeting? So like, who are you?
I've heard that before.
I'm the man. Who are you? And that's kind of a typical thing with venture capitalists. So we said, look, we want to make sure that everybody in this firm respects the entrepreneur and respects the fact that they're going to be the ones who are making us the money, not vice versa. And we thought about, being kind of operators, we thought about, well, how can we make sure that that happens? And we think in terms of cultural cues. So the cultural cue that we put in place is, if you're late to a meeting with an entrepreneur, that's fine. You will pay a fine of $10 a minute. So 5 minutes late, $50. And we tend to be on time, and we tend to respect entrepreneurs.
What's the biggest fine you've collected so far?
Well, I know I collected at least like $180 fine from Marc one day. So
I was going to ask
and then I think I probably paid the second biggest fine.
Uh-huh. Cultural cue, I like that expression a lot. In other words, you have a cultural value and then you institute a policy around it that is symbolic in and of itself.
Right, because when somebody has to pay, $80 for being 8 minutes late to a meeting, they go like, why? Why are you charging me so much money? I had to go to the bathroom, like, what the hell? And then we say, look, let us tell you the story of why we respect entrepreneurs and we respect their time. And so every time somebody's late, we get to tell that story, and that really builds it into the culture.